In depth of sea, legends and nightmares take physical form. One such legend has haunted sailors since ancient times, a monstrous, tentacled beast of truly gargantuan proportions. For over 400 years, whispers of the kraken's existence filtered up from the deep, an ungodly sea beast of such immense size that it could crush ships with one swipe of its giant tentacles. In 2004, that ancient myth was finally made manifest as cameras captured footage of a real-life monster squid attacking bait at bone-crushing depths. Few creatures have sparked as much a mix of fear and fascination as the giant squid. Since the ancient Greeks first recounted tales of this legendary deep-sea entity, its true nature has remained a profound mystery, cloaked amidst the crushing pressures and darkness beyond our reach. Until now. For centuries, the giant squid ranked among the most mythical creatures on Earth. It existed in a space between myth and reality, sparking both terror and fascination in the human imagination. Whispers and tales told around crackling campfires spoke of a kraken, a sea monster of such immense size that it could capsize even the mightiest of ships with one fell swoop of its massive tentacles. Yet beyond these fanciful stories, eyewitness accounts from experienced mariners fueled speculation that these colossal cephalopods were not mere fiction. Mangled whales would surface, bearing telltale scars upon their hides, the unmistakable marks of an epic battle waged in the shadowy depths. For over 400 years, the giant squid remained one of the last great monsters, unseen by human eyes, leaving its true nature cloaked in delicious mystery. But clues continued to surface, raising humanity's curiosity. As far back as the 4th century before Christ, the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle described a massive squid he called the teuthus, claiming specimens over 16 feet long had been found. A few centuries later, the Roman naturalist Pliny the Elder recounted tales of a colossal squid whose detached arms were over 30 feet in length. These ancient accounts were likely rooted in reality, as mass strandings of giant squid began being reported in places like Newfoundland and New Zealand in the late 19th century. In one notable 1878 case, a specimen nearly 40 feet long washed ashore, its tentacles estimated at over 35 feet. Tragically, many of these fresh specimens were simply converted into fertilizer or animal feed by locals. Throughout the 20th century, more and more circumstantial evidence emerged. The discovery of large sucker scars on whale carcasses proved whales did indeed battle some massive tentacled monster at depth. And in 1933, an image surfaced appearing to show a live giant squid. However, it was later revealed to depict a much smaller species. The race was now on to capture definitive proof of the legendary kraken's existence. It was not until 2004 that a team of daring Japanese researchers managed to photograph a living giant squid for the very first time. The breakthrough images showed the beast lunging at bait dangling from a camera rig, its huge tentacles unfurled like the stuff of nightmares. This jaw-dropping sight marked the culmination of a multi-year quest by Tsunemi Kubodera and Kyoichi Mori to capture video evidence of the legendary Leviathan in its natural habitat. After over 20 attempts dropping their baited camera rig to depths of 3,000 feet, they finally struck gold some 600 miles off the coast of Tokyo. Over 500 photos rapidly captured the 26-foot squid as it ferociously attacked the lure, tentacles coiling around it as it tried in vain to break free over 4 hours. Though it eventually escaped, the squid left behind one of its tentacles, nearly 18 feet long, allowing researchers to confirm through DNA testing that they had indeed encountered the legendary Architeuthis ducks. It was a moment that captivated the world, finally offering indisputable proof of the giant squid's existence in the deep ocean. But as tantalizing as this glimpse was, it raised countless more questions than it answered. We had seen the monster, but what were its true capabilities? Its behaviors? What secret adaptations allowed it to thrive in the most extreme environment on Earth? While the breakthrough footage offered glimpses of the giant squid's behavior in its natural habitat, obtaining a fresh, intact specimen for closer study remained immensely challenging. That all changed in December 2005 when the Melbourne Aquarium made an acquisition that would allow the public to admire this legendary creature up close for the first time. The aquarium paid a staggering $100,000 for the body of a 23-foot giant squid that had recently been caught off the coast of New Zealand's South Island by fishing crews. In an unprecedented undertaking, the squid's intact body was quickly frozen into a massive block of ice and rushed to its new home halfway around the world. The squid finally went on public display in 2007, awing visitors by giving them an up-close look at one of the most mysterious and elusive creatures ever to roam the deep. Fortunately, further expeditions by daring explorers and scientists yielded more revealing footage and insights, peeling back the veil on one of the ocean's most bizarre inhabitants. In 2012, teams from the Discovery Channel and Japanese broadcasters traveled to the Ogasawara Islands and employed specialty submersibles and bioluminescent lures to attract the 10-foot giant squid. For nearly 30 minutes, remote cameras rolled as the squid aggressively attacked the electronic lures designed to mimic its preferred food source. Researchers marveled at the incredible speed and dexterity with which the squid could strike, its huge tentacles whipping about in a tornado of motion to seize any perceived prey. At first glance, the giant squid appears as something almost incomprehensible to our human senses. Its immense size alone is staggering. The largest individuals measure over 40 feet from the tip of their tentacles to their rounded mantles, dwarfing even the average sperm whale. Yet this colossal scale is just the start of the giant squid's alien anatomy, fundamentally optimized for life in the perpetually dark, high-pressure environment of the deep ocean abyss. With eyes the size of dinner plates, among the largest known in the animal kingdom, the giant squid possesses optical orbs capable of detecting even the faintest traces of bioluminescent light in the void. Each of these massive eyes contains a 10-inch diameter pupil, allowing it to capture and focus every possible photon from prey drifting hundreds of feet away. The giant squid's retinas are packed with light-intensifying visual cells, granting extraordinary low-light vision far exceeding that of any camera system. However, vision is far from the only sense the giant squid has refined to an uncanny degree. Arranged along each tentacle are hundreds of subspherical suction cups, many exceeding 5 inches across, and lined with razor-sharp rings of serrated teeth. The grip of these cups is powerful enough to cause circular scars on the hides of whales. Interspersed among the cups are hundreds of rigid, hooked claws that can impale prey like fish hooks as the tentacles lash out in blistering strikes. At the center of this tangle of probing limbs lies the squid's parrot-like beak, a powerful muscle-activated shearing device containing a tongue-like radula covered in rows of abrasive, file-like teeth used for shredding flesh. To propel itself through the depths at its prey, the giant squid can rapidly expel water from its funnel, generating jetted bursts of speed while employing its fins for precision movements and stability. But perhaps the most extraordinary adaptation is how the giant squid achieves neutral buoyancy. Rather than gas-filled bladders like fish, an ammonium chloride solution is pumped throughout its body, perfectly countering the extreme pressures with a form lighter than seawater itself. This allows the giant squid to glide effortlessly while expending minimal energy. From its hyper-developed senses to its potent armaments and unique biological advantages, the giant squid represents an anatomical masterpiece shaped by millions of years to dominate the most extreme marine environment on Earth. While many of the specifics remain shrouded in mystery, researchers have pieced together some of the remarkable story of the giant squid's life cycle. Their journey begins as softball-sized eggs deposited by female squids in the lightless expanses around 3,000 feet below the ocean surface. These cloudy, gelatinous spheres each contain thousands of microscopic larvae awaiting the signal to hatch and begin their solitary odyssey. Emerging just millimeters long and virtually translucent, the larvae must immediately fend for themselves amid the open currents, subsisting on a diet of tiny planktonic crustaceans. With each passing day, they grow larger and more maneuverable, developing their first rudimentary tentacles and fins. This vulnerable juvenile stage remains one of the least understood phases as the squid metamorphoses from larva to subadult, its biology rapidly evolving for the intense pressures and competition it will face. The vast majority of young perish during this period, falling prey to larger predators. Those that survive to adulthood experience astronomical growth rates, becoming true giants in just 3 short years as they attain sexual maturity. At this point, females can reach over 40 feet in length and produce over 10 pounds of eggs in a single brood to perpetuate the cycle. Mating remains one of the giant squid's most enigmatic behaviors. How these giants locate one another across vast distances in their pitch-black environment is unknown. Once converged, it's the male that extends his elongated penis, often longer than his own body, to deposit sacs of spermatophores into the female's mantle cavity and fertilize her eggs. The violence and intimacy involved in their clashes to reproduce can only be imagined, with evidence that even cannibalistic acts may occur amidst these harrowing unions. The full life expectancy and extent of the giant squid's potential migrations remain unknown, as does so much about the life cycle of this most elusive of living species. When we consider the squid's daunting size and seemingly over-engineered attributes, one question immediately comes to mind. What could such a creature possibly hunt? The answer, it appears, is absolutely anything unlucky enough to cross its path. In the abyss, the giant squid reigns supreme as the ocean's apex predator. When prey enters its territory, the giant squid unleashes a mind-bogglingly fast attack, lunging forward and enveloping its victim in a whirling tornado of tentacles loaded with rows of meat hook-like claws and suckers. The force is utterly overwhelming. One moment, a hapless creature is navigating the depths as it always has. The next, it finds itself trapped within a mass of writhing, coiling appendages so dense they blot out the surrounding darkness entirely. No struggling can free it from the squid's inescapable grasp. That whip-like beak now moves in for the killing blow, slicing mercilessly through flesh and bone. Opposable arms position the ravaged prey precisely over the mouth. Unto jaws work their rhythm, grinding every morsel of nourishment down to its final destination. Between ambush attacks like these, scientists speculate the giant squid likely also employs incredible stealth to hunt, using specialized camouflage patterns to silently stalk any creature within range, from sharks to other squids. In the lightless depths, even mammoth sperm whales are not beyond the giant squid's scope as potential prey. Despite the revelations uncovered in recent decades, an air of mystique still surrounds many aspects of this bizarre deep-sea dweller. How long can they live? How far can they migrate across oceans over their lifetimes? And what drives their epic conflicts with sperm whales? Most tantalizingly, the giant squid's behavior and adaptations appear to hint at the existence of an even larger, more colossal species lurking out there. Sucker scars found on the bodies of adult giant squids greatly exceed the size of their own appendages, suggesting encounters with a far larger, unknown predator species. Some of the most puzzling evidence comes from the stomachs of sperm whales, often found containing the indigestible beaks and arm fragments of giant squids. In many cases, the sizes of these remains greatly exceed even the largest known specimens, raising the prospect of giants among giants. Whether these are simply mature individuals representing the upper limits of the species' size range or the existence of something more extraordinary, more ancient, remains to be seen. The giant squid is an amazing example of life's ability to thrive in even the most extreme environments. From its alien anatomy to its bizarre life cycle, this deep-sea denizen continues to astound us. What other wonders lurk undiscovered in the perpetual night of the abyss? Let me know what you think in the comments and subscribe with notifications on to join me as we explore more of our world's greatest mysteries.